Hello everyone and welcome back. Day 11, lesson 11. Now, I must say I'm really inspired by you. I'm really inspired by the people that are doing this course, from people that are so young that I never expected. And I think the oldest person doing this course is about 66. So it just shows you're never too old to learn something new. And the level of focus and determination that people are showing in putting this course together. I mean, they're having challenges, and that's the thing about coding. It's challenging. It's always challenging. But when you resolve those challenges, it becomes so much easier. Now, one of the ways that we are trying to make things easier for you is to give you a place where you can ask your questions. Now, if you noticed yesterday, there were some links that were put up on our website that point to a forum. Now, unfortunately, we had to pull that down because the forum wasn't working as well for most users. So we've pulled it down for now, and we're fixing it. But as soon as it's up, I will let you know. So then the forum will give you just one single place where you can ask questions. And not just that, but you'll be able to see what questions other users are asking. So if you are having an issue, you go up onto the forum and you'll see the similar questions that someone else had asked and the answer that we gave. So it'll even save you the trouble of even asking, because in my years of teaching coding, I realized that they are generally the same bottlenecks that everybody seems to encounter. And if one person has resolved it, then it generally works for everyone. So if you are having challenges, don't stress it. It's a part of coding. The great part is when you overcome those obstacles, that great feeling that you get, that feeling of accomplishment, nothing can beat that. And that's why some people say coding is like a drug. It's like an incomparable and highly addictive drug, because you just keep getting that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of achievement every time you do it. And it's a good feeling. I've been doing this for over 30 years now, so I can tell you something about how good it feels. Anyways, moving on. Now, what we've been doing until now and even today is that we are covering some of the concepts that you will need to learn to build your app, but we haven't actually started building that app. But I promise you will see things starting to take shape very quickly over the next couple of days. Now today, just like with the previous days, we're going to cover a very important concept that we're going to need to apply in building our app. So without any further delays, let's get down to it. Now, today we're going to look at creating different screen divisions or different sections on your screen. Now, taking a look at the final product that we're going to be building, notice how this section on the top has a background color, this darkish blue. Then we've got the image, then we've got a different color. I think this is a very light gray. And then we've got the footer section that has yet a different color. So in essence, we've divided the screen into 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. In fact, there's one more section, which is this right section here, this margin on the right. So in essence, this main section is divided into 2. So in essence, our page has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sections, and each section has its own specific styling. Now today, we're going to see how to create those different sections and how to actually go about styling them. So let's go and get coding. Now, the way to create a new section is to use the HTML keyword div. It's div, open angle bracket, div, and then you give this div a class. Class is equal to, in double quotes, let's call this one something random, section 1. And then close angle bracket. Now this is one of those tags that has an open and a close section. Now div, I think, is short for division, because what we are actually doing is we're creating a screen division. Now let's let's put in something inside there. Let's put in a paragraph. Open angle bracket, P, close angle bracket. And then we'll type in some text inside there. All right, so we've got our text inside there. We don't really need this line here, not just yet. So we've got the div, open and close, and we've got the paragraph tag. Now I'm going to save this and go and have a look at it in my browser. Back in the browser, refresh, and when I go to the bottom of the page, can you see the text appeared there? But nothing really special. It's the same color, same background, exactly as with the previous paragraphs, as if the div did not exist. Now, there's a reason for that. And the reason is because we haven't really given that div any specific styling. Now, when we talk styling, you know where we're going to go next. We're going to go into our style sheet. But before we go there, I want you to take note of the name of this div. The class is equal to section-1 because we're going to use section-1 in our style sheets. So let's go to our style sheet. Now, in the style sheet, we're going to create a specific style for section-1. Now, how do we refer to section-1 in our style sheet? We start with a dot and we say section-1. So a dot followed by the class name. Let's go back. There's index, there's the class name, section-1. So in our style sheet, we put in a dot followed by no space, section-1. And that's about it. Then you put in your curly braces, and inside there, you put in your styling information. So the first thing I'm going to do is give this guy a background color. And let's give it something that really stands out. I don't know, maybe dark blue. It's not going to look pretty, but at least we'll know that something's happened there. So we save this and head off back to the browser. Back in the browser, refresh and see what's happened there. This section has a separate background color. Awesome, isn't it? So we've actually created a completely different section of our screen and we've given it a separate background color. Granted, not a very pretty color, but at least it has a color of its own. Now, we can also give the elements inside this div their own color and their own styling. So, for example, this paragraph that's inside here can have its own color and own size that differentiates it from the paragraphs in the main section. Let's go and do that next. So what we're going to do is we're going to refer specifically to this paragraph that's inside this div called section-1. Now this is how we do it. We do dot again, section-1 space P. Now look here, we've done just P there. That was for the universal paragraph styling for all the paragraphs. But now we're doing a separate P that belongs to dot section-1. Right? Curly braces, color. Let's give this one a color of white so it stands out nice and clear against the dark blue background. So save this, back in the browser, refresh. Can you see that? This paragraph has turned white without affecting that paragraph. Now we can do just about anything here. We can change the color, the size, the font, just about anything, and it won't affect that section. It will only affect this main section here. So I'm going to wrap it up there for now, and we'll continue with this tomorrow. As you can see, there's some really exciting things going on here.